Say hi to the nice folks at home,
Hey
Carly.
guys.
All right, awesome. All right, cool. So we've been looking forward to doing this for a while.
Yes.
You guys know me. I'm Dom. This is my friend Carly over here.
Hey guys.
All right, so today what we're gonna do is a quick interview. I'm personally interested in getting into the sport of powerlifting. I know a lot of the viewers at home, you guys wanna know a little bit more about how that works. And so what better person to ask than a champion athlete? So here she is. All right, guys, so I'm just gonna go through the list. I have some of my own questions. Again, haven't done my first meet yet, so I'm gonna go through some of the questions I have. I also have some of the questions that you guys have asked. So without further ado, let's get down to it. Now this first one, I think, it's pretty important. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this one. Carly, so what is your steroid dealer's name, and how often do you need to eat steroids to get as strong as you?
Hand to God, guys, I do not take steroids.
But I take them, right?
You look like you do.
Okay. I don't know how to eat steroids, honestly, so no, I don't, but, that's a topic for another day. So, having said that, what organization do you compete in, and how does drug testing work in that organization?
I compete for USAPL, IPF regulations, and if you were to get drug tested, and I was drug tested my last meet, they will have you felt like you would when you normally go to the doctor's office and your job makes you take drug tests. But instead of you just getting the cup and going to the bathroom, they go to the bathroom with you. Like, okay, we'll go wait here until you fill up that cup, and they make you fill up your little individual cups and you seal it and you go back to them.
Now, I think this is a misconception. A lot of people think that it's easy to beat some of these drug tests. I've been looking into it, and it seems like they will actually test you at random times, right? It's not just when you're about to compete? Mm-hmm. Okay.
They test you at random times, and there's a whole list of supplements or any things that you can and cannot take during these. Like, there's a lot of lists. There's approved things that you can take, and if you take anything that's not approved, then that'll get you DQ'd.
Cool. All right. Can you tell me, have you had any competitions recently, and how did that go for you?
I recently just did Philly Love. It's obviously in Philadelphia. I won. I now hold the new state record for Virginia for the bench press.
Awesome.
At 117.5. I only won by 5 kilos. I can only tell you the kilos because I honestly don't know the weights that well.
I don't do math on this channel. There's no math on this channel.
So
I used to be a teacher, but I'm no more math.
So bring your calculators next time, and we
go.
can do it together. But yeah, it went great. I PR'd in squat, I PR'd in bench, but I didn't really hit my last lift in the deadlift, and I only got 185.
Only. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get to the next question. What are your favorite main and what are your favorite accessory lifts?
Okay, my favorite main lift is obviously bench press. My favorite accessory lifts would be anything triceps, because since I can't develop my chest the way I want it, like it just doesn't work out for me in my favor, I focus mostly on my triceps because then that helps me with my bench press.
Good stuff. All right, next question. If you could give a younger Carly, I'm not saying you're old, I'm not going to talk about a woman's age because I know that's a big mistake as a man.
Definitely don't talk about my age.
All right, so what would you tell a younger Carly about lifting?
Obviously, my biggest thing is I found out about powerlifting maybe 5 years ago, and maybe longer than that. And if I were to have information, tell someone, my younger Carly, I would tell them, start powerlifting now. Like,
don't wait.
The hell with it.
Yeah.
You're strong. Get out there.
I get that. And I kind of was like that myself. I've been lifting for almost 20 years, and I just didn't do it because I didn't think I could. I didn't, the lifts weren't familiar to me, but, you got to jump in sometime.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, next up. Were you nervous during your first meet, and do you have any advice for somebody like me who might be a little nervous about competing for the first time?
Okay, so the answer is yes. Like, I get so nervous. I get so worked up. I get the sweaty palms. I honestly I get less nervous after I get my bench height, my rack heights. Dom, obviously in the corner, shaking his chest. that helps me. No, but seriously,
you gotta laugh, right?
Exactly.
Right.
But I have someone, my friend Pete. He's great. He comes out to the meets and he's
Pete's a beast.
He's a beast, and he always like, Carly, it's lightweight. It's lightweight. Get out your head. Fuck it. Get out your head and lift that weight. I'm like, you're right. I do this all the time. I lift this weight all the time.
Yeah.
I don't lift this weight all the time.
But you gotta make it feel like you do.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you get out there, it's lightweight.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have a coach? And would you mind sharing your coach's information and maybe even the gym you train at?
I do have a coach. I see him once a month to update my workouts and like see where I am strength-wise. His name is Matt James. He's at Future of Fitness in Crofton, Maryland, and you can also find him on Instagram at Future of Fitness.
We'll put that in the description below for anybody who wants some contact information. Be sure to check that out. All right. Next up is, do you eat certain foods or do you bring certain foods to a meet? I see you smiling. This is going to be good. All right, go ahead.
I do eat certain food. Like before meet, I make sure I eat breakfast, which I am guilty of not doing regularly during the week. But I do eat. I'm just saying I don't eat on a regular time frame basis.
You're not like obsessive compulsive. Like every 2 hours I must. Yeah.
It's more like, I think I'm hungry, I'm going to eat some eggs and all this bacon. Like the whole package.
Bacon and eggs.
Yeah, just simple.
So as a powerlifter, that's on the menu.
That's definitely on the menu.
And that's why I'm switching.
Exactly. But before meet, I keep it more healthy, more protein, a good amount of carbs. Okay. And during the meet, I try to keep a couple like quick things to eat. Like you don't want anything that's going to like weigh you down, but you definitely need your carbs to keep up your energy. So I generally I have the protein cookie, and you probably see that in the next episode when we go through my gym bag.
Oh yeah, stay tuned. We're doing that too.
So yeah, that's what I eat during the meet.
Good stuff. All right, and can you tell me and I really want to know this because I'm going to be doing this soon, hopefully. How do you pick the weights that you're going to lift when you compete?
That's easy. So me and my coach meet up 2 weeks before my meet, and we actually get all my starting weights. And knowing, like, I always try to go my PR from the last meet as my middleweight, and this is just me. I don't know what other powerlifters do. Since I already hit the weight before, I want to challenge myself to go above and beyond that for my third attempt. Okay. And then my first attempt is just something to get on the board, which is about maybe 15 pounds lighter than my middleweight.
You're pretty positive that first one, you got it. Yeah.
Like you need to get on the board, and you definitely need to get at your head. So
kind of build that momentum.
Exactly. Yeah. So for squat's always the first one when you compete, and I am not a squatter. I squat because it's part of the competition, but I hate squats. Yeah. But I always make sure it's something like I know I'm gonna get this weight, and that way I can get out of my head.
I know that because, like, for me, I hate bench press.
Do you?
Nah, not really. No, I love it. All right, next question. Can you tell me a little bit about how you adjust your training the week before and also the week after you compete in a meet?
So the week before and the week after is very much similar for me. I pretty much go down to just accessory lifts, and I will do my main list, but at a much lighter capacity, probably like 8 reps for like, if I had to throw out a number, like 60% of my max for like 8 to 10 reps, but of course 4 sets. And I'll do that for like 3 weeks. So I do that the week starting before the competition. I do that for additional 2 weeks after.
See, now that part of it I get, because that's like a bro thing, that whole 8 to 10 set, rep range, and then the 4, that's my bread and butter.
I stopped counting after 8. So like, if anything more than 8, I'm like, oh, I think it's 12.
That's funny. All right, let me ask you this. Can you talk a little bit about the routine you use to do powerlifting?
The routine, like for my lifting routine?
Yeah. So like what are some of the main exercises you regularly keep? And how frequently would you like squat, dead, bench, things like that? So
regularly I would squat, dead, and bench at least once a week. Heavy. This is before going into like that pre-meet.
That's a good point. So yeah, like you kind of like, for me, and my understanding now is powerlifting, you would adjust your training based on how many weeks away from an event you might be. So maybe talk, if you don't mind, a little bit about like all that.
So 7 weeks before. So I do like a 6-week training schedule. And then the week before, of course, it goes into my pre-meet workout. But that 7 weeks before, for the 6 weeks, I do heavy reps. I do probably like 3 reps, 5 sets of all my heavy lifts. And then like for my accessory lifts, which I keep regularly, it's hip thrusts. I keep incline lockouts. I keep strugs.
Okay.
Anything
Now you speak my language. I do those.
Anything they work on my grip, because when I first started deadlifting,
yes.
grip was the hardest thing to work on regularly. And
can we talk about grip when we get to the gym a little bit?
Yes. But yeah, so they're heavy, and then the more accessory lifts, they're also heavy, but they're more like 6 to 8 reps.
Okay.
For 4 sets.
Good to know. Awesome. All right, so let me ask you this: what is your goal as far as what you want to lift in the next couple years? Okay,
so my goal. So recently, I hit 477 K. I don't know how that equals in pounds. It's like 1,000 some hundred.
It's the math.
Yeah,
guys do.
Bring
math.
your calculator.
Yes,
bring your calculator. So I would like to hit 500K. Total for a meet. That's
nice.
Like my over a length of time goal, and that's like what, 25 kilos more than what I'm doing now.
Okay, so that's very realistic.
Yeah, it's realistic. Yeah. So I'm hoping I can get that by nationals, but and also like I guess it would be like 1,200 pounds.
Whoa! All right, time out. I heard the word nationals. Can you tell me? How, like, do you need to be invited to nationals? Is there you know what I mean? How does that work?
You have to qualify for nationals. So for it goes by weight class, it goes by, obviously, gender.
Right.
And, you can't take drugs, guys.
So stop eating your steroids for several months prior.
It's several months prior. And you can't be that strong then, but whatever. Anyway,
yeah.
So, they have their qualifications. For my weight class, I want to say it's 400. Which is about 880 pounds total for all your lifts added together. Obviously, I hit that. So long as you have to go to a qualifying meet, hit these numbers for your weight class, and then you can go ahead and register. And of course, they're gonna check, and you have to be USAPL member.
I'm trying to get there, so you're gonna help me out, right?
Yes.
Excellent. All right, next one, and we may have to cut the interview short depending on the answer we get to this question. All right, so here we go. All right, so do you think about this?
Okay, I'm scared.
All right, do you prefer sumo?
Oh goodness.
Or conventional? Go ahead.
Conventional, obviously.
All right, we can keep the interview going.
If you're a real powerlifter.
All right. So, I mean, in my personal opinion is, sumo's cheating.
Yeah.
And people who pull sumo eat butt. That's just a fact. I mean, clinical research shows that. So don't eat butt. Follow the clinical studies. Deadlift conventional.
Deadlift conventional.
Yep.
Get your form right.
All right, let me ask you this. What exercise has helped you with your deadlift? Anything that's helped it go up?
Hip thrust, definitely, and farmer walks. You wouldn't think something so simple will be so hard. And with fat grips, if you don't have a fat grip, get a fat grip. When we go through my gym bag, you'll see some, and they have helped my grip tremendously.
Good stuff.
Deadlift, if you don't have a good grip, you're not pulling.
Right.
I don't care how much you think you can pull, you're not pulling if you don't have a good grip.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about grip, when we hit the gym after this interview. That is something I can personally work on. Although I do have some pretty strong lifts, I don't think my grip is quite proportional to where those lifts are. So it's like, yes, I may be pulling over 600, when I deadlift. I don't know, honestly, if I'm going to be able to do that without reps.
Exactly.
So, if I'm going to be competing and I want to get to a high level, that's something I'll focus on, and you can help me.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Another question I have for you is, do you use caffeine at all, and or any energy drinks, anything like that, before a competition? How do you feel about that?
I don't use them before a competition, but I do use them before my regular workout. I do Bang, I do Rock Stars, mostly. But before a competition, my I guess you'd say, what is it? Your adrenaline?
Yeah,
adrenaline level is so high.
Yeah.
Like a pin could drop in the corner of the room. I'm like, yes,
Right.
I'm ready. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need caffeine to be paying attention, so I'm there.
I'm similar too. Like I said, I'm starting powerlifting, but even with like bodybuilding and stuff, I kind of reserve things like stimulants, caffeine, for days where I really feel like I need an extra kick in energy. Personally, I love this. I mean, I love going to the gym. I look forward to it all day long. So,
Yes.
you're all with me on that?
Yes.
Right. So 9 times out of 10, I don't need something,
Right.
to get me psyched up to go lift weights. But sometimes, it can have a place.
Yeah,
But,
I guess.
Yeah, I think I've heard that from other powerlifters as well. And I think especially for a newer person starting a meet or going to the first meet, you're going to have so many things probably going on in your head, right?
It'll be out, like, you're going to be so nervous.
Yeah.
You don't
Why
need
throw
caffeine.
that? Why throw
And
that
plus,
variable?
caffeine has that laxative in it. You're probably going to, like, don't want to have to go to the poo during the lifts.
Yeah.
If you don't want to poo yourself during your lift.
I think I heard something earlier about some extra clothes you might be bringing to meets. Or...
I do bring extra clothes to my meet, but we'll get to that later.
All right. I won't go into that. Anyway, so that's it for me. Thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
your time.
You're welcome,
I
guys.
do have a couple subscribers
yeah.
that they have some questions for you as well. All right, this guy, I think we would be good friends. He goes by the name Whiskey.
Ooh, I like that.
So he wants to know, what is the best piece of advice that you have ever been given? That's a loaded question.
It is a loaded question. I've been given so much advice over the years. I just started powerlifting back in March. So the best piece of advice I would say that, no matter what, like, you got this, like, you're the strongest bitch in the room. And confidence. Just have confidence and like, hey, Carly, you're the strongest bitch in the room. Go lift.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, you're right. I am.
I love it. And I personally have benefited from that bit of advice in my lifting journey. If you walk up to something, a weight on the floor, whatever, and you're not certain, it's not going to happen. The mind is a very strong thing. If I'm being honest, I never thought I would be able to pull over 600 pounds.
Wow.
And if I listened to everybody Dom, you have shorter arms, you're not really built for the deadlift, I probably would have stopped much sooner.
Probably would have.
But, I try to be confident in when I lift, and that helps.
See yourself lifting the weight. You'll do it.
Yep, visualize it. That's good. Okay, so, and we'll just hit this real quick, because I know we talked about this earlier. And can you, real quick, mention too, I know there's weight classes in powerlifting.
Yeah.
What would your class be considered?
I would be considered super heavyweight.
Okay.
Because I am way past that 180 mark, 185, excuse me.
Okay.
So don't have to worry about not eating pizza there. Okay. If I want a pizza every night,
Yeah.
good.
So I'm guessing you're not too, let's say, obsessed with eating at certain times in the day.
Definitely.
And having certain meals lined up, and
Definitely.
it's more from what we've talked about just having before around training, having a good amount of protein in your system to recover. Not loading up too much on foods like pizzas or something like that prior to a workout.
Nope.
Right.
I don't take do any high fat foods. Like, granted, I joke around eating a whole plate of bacon. I could eat a whole plate of bacon, but I'm not going to eat a whole plate of bacon and then go work out. I will throw up.
Okay. And I think we talked about this earlier, but I'm not sure. The next guy has his name Tice. What's up, Tice? Wants to know about supplementation. Do you think that supplements are essential to what you do? Do you use any yourself? What would be one of the better ones that you suggest? Things like that.
I personally don't take supplements because I cannot keep up with the supplement regimen, and I didn't see much performance change. I haven't seen much change in my performance when I was on them. So I just do my basic protein, and I take a multivitamin regularly. Just make sure my omega-3s, because
there you go.
It's more for joints and anything.
And I'd say that I agree with what Carly's telling you guys as well. I think I made a video, you can check it out on my channel, and I did make some recommendations on supplement, but please keep in mind, those recommendations might make a 3% difference in your lifting journey. So really, you want to put your focus on, the basics, the training, right? Recovery, so, get your sleep in.
Sleep is so important.
Yep. And one key variable, and again, keep in mind, progress comes a little slower for me because of how long I've been training.
Yeah.
But one key variable is managing stress. So, I actually am going to be doing another interview in a little bit next week with a hypnotherapist that can kind of help, with meditation, stress management, things like that. It makes a difference.
Yes,
right?
yes.
All right, Carly, we're just about ready to wrap it up. Just a couple more things, and we'll hit those weights. So, next question.
Okay.
Are you ready to crush some weights?
Definitely.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
All right, and guys, you can follow Carly on Instagram. And how do they find you?
At Instagram at Carly_ like DA sun, like the one in the sky.
Check the link below. We're gonna go smash some weights. Carly, thank you.
Thanks.
Boom.
See you guys there.